Hello everyone. In Season 2 of The Rings of Power, Sauron makes a very different appearance, which sets up a significant story from John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's mythology. After months of conjecture regarding the identity of Sauron in Amazon's Middle-earth television series, Charlie Vickers' Halbrand was unveiled as the renowned Dark Lord of the Rings in The Rings of Power Season 1. Since Morgoth's defeat at the end of the First Age, Sauron had vanished from view, leading many to believe that he had vanished forever. Unfortunately, Sauron reappeared in full, posing as a mortal man who claimed the Southlands. The Southlands would indeed be ruled by Halbrand, but only after the realm was renamed Mordor. In the second trailer for The Rings of Power, Charlie Vickers' Sauron makes a comeback, but only after undergoing a personal rebranding. After Galadriel's narrative says, "I think he has been here among us all along," the enemy first emerges. However, he has two pointed ears, stunning new armor, and flowing golden hair that even Legolas would be jealous of. In the last moments of the video, Sauron reappears, clad in regal robes and surrounded by elves brandishing swords in his direction. Although Sauron's look in The Rings of Power Season 2 is undoubtedly considerably different from Halbrand's rough aesthetic, there is a canonical explanation for this shift. Assuming the identity of Annatar, Sauron tricks the elves into creating the Rings of Power in John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's Middle-earth legendarium. Instead, Sauron infiltrated a region as Halbrand in the Rings of Power Season 1 remix of this story. However, he was only able to obtain 3 rings that way. Tolkien called Annatar a lovely, fair disguise, and the slick, blonde, angelic Sauron in the Season 2 teaser for The Rings of Power definitely matches the description. Thus, the reason for the dramatic transformation is that Sauron changed his identity from Halbrand to Annatar, disguising himself as an elf rather than a man. Because the Dark Lord had the natural capacity to shape-shift until the end of Middle-earth's Second Age, Sauron's abrupt transformation is plausible. Long before the Lord of the Rings, Eru, the god of Tolkien's universe, takes away this ability. However, during the time of the Rings of Ability, this punishment has not yet been administered. After Morgoth's fall, Sauron's full strength probably still hasn't returned, but in the Rings of Power, the villain has enough power to change his appearance and invade a region, allowing the crafting of the final Rings of Power. The purpose of Sauron's Annatar persona is to complete the mission he began during the first season of The Rings of Power, when the 3 elven rings were constructed. Even though Sauron's Halbrand form has not yet been revealed, Celebrimbor is aware that there are 7 rings for dwarfs and 9 for mortal men. Sauron can only force Celebrimbor to cook up additional rings by putting on a new front. The elf Sauron is not only able to rekindle the forge, but it also permits him to move freely across a region without arousing suspicion. Of course, the ultimate goal of Sauron's scheme is to return covertly to Mordor and forge the One Ring, subduing the desires of the other Rings of Power. The birth of the One Ring cannot be far off if The Rings of Power Season 2 is chronicling Sauron's transformation into Annatar. Therefore, it's possible that the shocking ending of Season 2 that ushers in Season 3 would feature the first appearance of the Lord of the Rings' renowned gold trinket. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.